Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming a sort of twist, I guess you could say, on this like holiday berry themed Christmas-y look. So if you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Dipti. It's nice to meet you. And yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date on my life, you should follow me on Instagram, which is just my name, @DiptiKumar, with an underscore underneath. And that will all be in the description box below. And yeah, basically, I got really inspired because I just recently got these Stila liquid metal eyeshadows, and I'm obsessed with them. That's what you see is like the pink right here. I'm like so obsessed. So yeah, if you want to see how I created this look, or if you want to see how to do like this Christmassy vibe thing, just keep on watching. Okay, so I am starting off and just using any old generic lip balm just to put on my lips because I'm going to be using liquid lipstick later. And then next I'm taking the CEO Moisturizer by Sunday Riley, and I just got like a smaller size of it to test it out. And I am just applying that all over the skin, and this is definitely for me a winter moisturizer because I feel like it's kind of oil based, so just be wary of that if you have oily skin. And next I am just grabbing a hair tie and throwing my hair up in a bun so that way it does not get in the way of the look. Okay, so I am starting off taking the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Eden, and I will be doing the eye look first and then going in with foundation. And so I'm just taking this and putting it all over the lid, and because it is a nude color, it makes it easier to get like a good base and get good color payoff from the eyeshadows. So I always use it in the shade Eden if I'm doing a more intense look. I am grabbing my brushes and I am starting off with the Smashbox Double Exposure Palette, and you can see what two shades I'm using. I also use the lighter purple that's over there. So I'm just taking all of those shades and sort of mixing them together and taking a Morphe blending brush, and I am just dusting that into the crease very lightly. The brush, I chose one that was pretty fluffy so that way this could just be a little bit messy because we can just clean it up afterwards. So I'm just taking those shades and kind of establishing what the crease is. So I'm going in with the lighter shades.
Last time I checked, you were the one that left me in a wreck.
So now I am taking a tighter lid brush, and now I'm actually going in with the darker shade. And I am just packing that on into the inside because I wanted to do a sort of halo eye. So I am putting that on the inner corner, and I'm going to go in with the outer corner too. And I'm using this brush because it's way more dense. And I'm also bringing that shade into the crease, but just very tightly into the crease right there. So I did the other side off of camera, and now I'm just going in with that flat brush again and just re-blending things out a little bit. I did add a little bit more of the other lighter shades to help blend out, and I'm just going back in and cleaning up the blend. So next I'm taking my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, and I can't actually show you the shades because it's shattered, but I'm using the lighter, I think it's Purple Horse, and I forget what the other one is called, but it's the two lighter ones. It's the lighter purple and the lighter blue shade, and I mix those together, and I'm just taking this with a Sigma. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's a Sigma concealer brush, but I'm using that anyway, and I'm just going in on the inner corner and overlaying it on top. Not going all the way into the lid, but I am taking it up pretty far so that way you can see it when my eyes are open. Then I'm going back to that Smashbox Double Exposure Palette, and I am taking the darkest blue shade and I think a little bit of the darker black shade, but the black shade in this palette is not that black. So I am just being very careful at taking a small amount of product and just deepening up a little bit in the outer V.
Don't say something.
Next, I am taking the Stila liquid eyeshadow, so this is the stunner of the show. And I forget what the exact shade is. I don't have any of these shades with me because I'm traveling. Oh, I think that said Next to Notte or something like that. I remember it had something about night in it in Italian. But yeah, so basically what I'm doing is just putting these in the center of the lid. And these eyeshadows are super great to do cut creases with and stuff like that. Because they're a liquid, you can draw out the exact shape that you want. So I'm just placing that in the center of my eyelid. And then I'm letting that dry a little bit. Make sure you don't open your eyes all the way. And then I'm going back in with that same concealer brush that I used for the Moonchild Glow Kit, and I am just blending out the edges a little bit, as you can see. And it's actually turning out really, really nice. So you can make it as blended or as sharp as you want. You just have to go in with a brush. It's kind of looking like the 4th of July on my eyelids, but I'm like low-key okay with it because I feel like lately all the eyeshadow looks have just gotten the same with just the same red and neutrals. So I wanted to throw in some blue in there to make it exciting. So next I'm just taking a Neutrogena makeup wipe and I'm cleaning up underneath. So I'm just making sure I draw a sharp line and I'm going off of my lower lash line because that way I'm going to know how to angle my eyeliner. So now moving on to the face, I'm taking the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This is actually, I think, my first time using it, so I was a little bit shook if you see my facial expression. So I put it on, and I don't know if I put it on wrong or not, but I felt like there was too much product, so I was just rubbing it in with my fingers, and it actually did feel like primer. Like, it didn't just feel like nothing, like water, which is what I was worried about. So next, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Foundation. I'm in the shade 370, 270, something that ends in a 70. I'm pretty sure 370. And I'm just putting this all over my face, and you will notice that some parts of my face it is darker than my face, and some parts of my face it is lighter than my face. That's just how it kind of goes, because that foundation is great to put on my forehead, because it matches my forehead to the rest of my face, but it does mess up the highlight a little bit. That's fine, because I'm going to go in with concealer later. So I'm just blending this out with a beauty blender all over my entire face. And I'm just making sure not to make it too heavy underneath my eyes because we will be going in with the concealer. And I use about 2 pumps. So next up, I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm so happy I discovered this because it is great. I am taking it in the shade Medium, and I'm just making 3 dots underneath my eyes, and then I'm blending it out. The one thing that I will say about this product is it blends very easily, but that also means product can kind of get everywhere. So I just make sure that when I'm blending it, I concentrate on just packing it into that one area. Because you don't want to take it outside of that like highlight triangle area of your face. And this really balances out the foundation and makes it look really dimensional how I like. And I don't add any extra product to nose highlight or anything like that because there's just enough in the blender. So I'll just lightly go over my nose. And then I'm setting that with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And it's a little bit of a bake, but not really. I'll brush it away later. But I am just putting that in there in order to make sure that the foundation and concealer underneath my eyes does not crease or settle into my fine lines. Okay, so next I'm taking the Kat Von D Tattoo Ink Liner, and this is just in the shade Black. I'm pretty sure this is just Trooper. And I am just drawing a thin eyeliner line on the eye, as you can see. And then I'm following where the shadow is in order to figure out where the wing is. So you'll see that in just a second. Yeah, right there. I'm just following that line. And I did the other eye off camera, so here I am back with lashes and liner. And those are the velour lashes. They're in the soft and fluffy style. And then I was just brushing away the excess powder with that beauty blender. So next I'm taking the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm mixing Red Ochre, I believe. Red Ochre and Love Letter. The 2 red shades that I pointed to. And I'm just taking that with a tighter blending brush, and I'm just going in underneath my lash line to bring in that red that came from that Stila eyeshadow. So it kind of just ties everything together. And as you can see on that side, I got a little bit more than I wanted to, so I tried to like balance it out. But I actually wasn't a fan of putting eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line until I realized recently that the colors that flatter my eyes the most are just like the lighter and more red tone browns instead of using dark shadows underneath the lash line. I like using a lighter one. And then I'm going in with the YSL The Shock Mascara, and I'm putting it on very carefully on my lower lash line to make sure that the brush doesn't actually touch my skin and doesn't like make a mark on my skin, and that it's just the lashes. So I'm being very careful with that. And then I'm just very, very lightly dusting some mascara on my upper lashes to make sure that they blend together. Oh, I also did brows. I forgot to mention that. I did brows off camera. You could probably see that. So then I'm going with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, and that is an e.l.f. blending brush. So what I do is I just draw a line in on the side of my face, and then I blend it with that brush, but I also blend it in towards my face just a little bit to kind of make my cheekbones look more raised and more forward, make my face look a little bit less wide. And then I just switched out my cassette because I was listening to Lana's album on cassette, Lust for Life. It's really good. But yeah, you can see that I'm just blending that out, and I'm actually really loving this warmer red combination. And then I'm taking this Sigma pencil brush, and I just use, the Morphe pencil brush, and I just use that to contour my nose lightly. This is the Huda Beauty lip liner in the shade Spice, and it is my new favorite nude for my skin tone. And then I'm going to be taking a Kat Von D liquid lipstick. Again, I'm so sorry I don't have the shade name. But it came in their holiday set, so if you look on the holiday set, you'll be able to find it. And it's just this pink shade that is a kind of pinky red shade, and I thought it would complement the eyeshadow very well. And this is like a nice take on the holiday berry look, like the darker lipstick. So then I'm taking the Fenty Beauty highlight stick in the shade Confetti. This is the blue one that I normally use. And I'm just putting that on my cheekbones, blending it out with my finger, and then I am just lightly dusting that on my nose afterwards. And I just really like lately how an intense highlight looks on my cheekbones. And then I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and just setting that, and then I'm blending it in with my Beauty Blender. And yeah, that is basically the completed and finished look. You guys can see up close the eye look looks really, really stunning. And yeah. Okay guys, so that was the full tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any video requests or anything like that, leave me a comment. And yeah, I just appreciate all of you guys watching me because this was super fun for me to create because I don't normally go for this level of color. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great holiday season and thanks for watching. Bye.